Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and welcome back to the channel. And today in the shop, we're working on this gorgeous Dodge 1500 for my customer. This is a previous customer of mine. And when it comes to detailing vehicles, a lot of my customers, they kind of see their vehicle as just a mode of transportation. It may not necessarily be to them a huge investment. And a lot of my customers do typically take their vehicle through a automatic car wash for routine maintenance. There's one in town that is very popular with a lot of my customers. And they actually give me a lot of business because they end up doing a lot of damage. But I've seen a lot of damage to several of my customers' vehicles in the past that routinely go through those because it's the one that typically you drive up on a conveyor belt system. You've got these kind of magical fingers of misery that you have no idea what was on the vehicle in front of you. There's no way that they can thoroughly clean those magic bristles as they are going all over your vehicle and just scrubbing everything and inflicting a lot of damage. They have really harsh soaps that are strong pH that over time with repeated use, it's going to actually dry out your paint, possibly stain your paint, and just give it a very dull, faded appearance. So you might be thinking my vehicle is deep cleaned, but you're actually doing a lot of damage that it could be very expensive to fix. And actually could be an issue that you may not be able to fix with anything other than a respray. I had one customer that he was a realtor, and one of his customers had gifted him a free car wash for the year. He went through the automatic car wash every day for a year, had a black vehicle, and there was so much damage to his vehicle that it got to the point where I had already polished it 2 times, and he had had another detailer polish it 1 time before, that he was almost out of clear coat. And he just kept doing more and more damage. And I actually had to tell him, I can't polish your vehicle any further because I'm going to end up burning through your clear and we're going to have huge issues. And it was a hard lesson that he had to learn, that you might have a clean car, but you're going to have swirls, scratches. If you have too many swirls and scratches, you're actually braiding off some of your clear coat. And you're, again, drying it out and having a really unpleasant, dull appearance to your vehicle. So this customer, they did unfortunately take it through the automatic car wash as their primary way of maintaining their vehicle. It was convenient, it was quick, it did a decent job. While they were in the middle of getting their truck washed, the hydraulic fluid line to one of the washers bust and it leaked pink oil all over the vehicle. They actually sent me some pictures, I'll show them here for you guys, and it was all over. It was to the point where they couldn't see out their glass. They immediately, when they got through the line, went to the car wash. The car wash said, we'll just do a really good Dawn degreasing with soap. That really didn't do much. They went 2 more times through the conveyor belt just to try to strip it off. It still didn't remove everything. And they called me and said, we're kind of panicking. What do we do? So I said, come on over. Let me take a look at it. They pulled up and they could barely see through the glass. There was so much film on it, and it was just in every nook and cranny. It had gone down kind of the window seals, all around the tires, wheels, everything. And so unfortunately, I didn't have the availability to get them in that day. I was able to give them a product to be able to help wash their vehicle. They were able to go home. They washed it 3 times by themselves. But in this process now, they've had a highly corrosive film all over their vehicle in every nook and cranny. They've used really strong degreasing soaps, which are only going to further dull and potentially stain the paint because it's kind of stripping whatever is on the paint, be it polishing oils or the oil film. And now they just have a really dull appearance to their vehicle. So we're actually going to go ahead and do a thorough degreasing of everything just to try to do even more deep cleaning for the customers, make sure we've gotten as much of that hydraulic fluid off of the paint and in all the nooks and crannies. And then we're going to do a proper polish to the vehicle to restore gloss and shine, because it's really been robbed of that from some of the strong soaps and degreasers that they've been using on it to maintain it and then also to deep clean it. And then we're going to put a graphene coating on top of it that's going to give us less risk of water spotting issues, really nice gloss and shine, chemical resistance and durability. We're going to be using the McKee's 37, their graphene coating, and I actually did a durability test on that a few weeks back. I'll put the link for that video down below, but it was extremely impressive. In fact, it was keeping up with some pro installer only products that I'm a huge fan of. So for me to be able to have something that's easy to apply, affordable for me to purchase, and affordable for me to offer my customers, it's going to give them chemical resistance should they take it through the automatic car wash. But by the way, they're not anymore. They canceled their membership. And then we're going to be setting them up with pH neutral soaps, ceramic drying aids. We have already educated them on how to properly maintain this coating to get maximum results from it. But one of the things as a detailer that I think is the most valuable service that I can offer my customers, it's not necessarily the actual action of doing the vehicle, although sometimes for some vehicles that is the bulk of the work, but it's really in educating customers on how to properly maintain their vehicle and how to avoid some of these bigger issues that can happen when you improperly maintain your vehicle. Automatic car washes, a lot of people think that they do a really nice job of deep cleaning your vehicle, but over time, those brushes that are all over your vehicle, whether they're kind of the magic fingers of misery or the rotary brushes that are just the spinning wheels of death, as I like to think of it, they're going to scratch your clear coat, which is essentially abrading off fine levels of it. It's going to dry out your paint because it's really strong pH soaps meant to strip road film off your vehicle. But if you have a wax or sealant or maybe nothing on your paint, it's just going to remove your protection because most waxes and sealants are not very chemically durable. So if you find that you are the type of person that is going through an automatic car wash, please by all means be going through a non-touch automatic car wash. Try not to go through frequently. I may go through once or twice in the wintertime, but I will always afterwards kind of pull off to the side after everything has been washed. We've blown a majority of the water off. I will take a ceramic drying aid that's going to add lubrication as you dry your vehicle. It's going to replenish the hydrophobics that might have been weakened from the strong soap, and it's going to add gloss and slickness to the paint. So there are steps that you can do. Ideally, you want to use a pH neutral soap. You want to do a good contact wash at home using microfiber wash mitts, microfiber drying towels. You don't want to have to, do it out in the rain. You want to make sure you have high pressure water ideally, but you can use a standard hose. It may not just blast the dirt off as quickly or as thoroughly as you would prefer, so that way you have less risk of swirls and scratches because you're blowing off a majority of that dirt with high pressure. So a lot of times maintenance is key to getting the performance that you want out of the products that we put on your vehicle. If you're taking a vehicle through the automatic car wash, even if we put a ceramic coating or a graphene coating on there, let's say it has a 5-year durability claim, you're probably going to get 2 to 3 years at best if you're going through the automatic car wash. Now for some, that's still good because they're not having to, every 3 or 4 months reapply a product to their vehicle. But really understanding how your customers are going to maintain their vehicle, educating them on the proper steps, and then providing the tools and products that they need to be able to get the results that they're going to be happy with is one of the most important things that I think as a detailer we can offer our customers. So having just those little conversations with customers to really understand. So for those of you that maybe you're wanting to consider a ceramic coating or wanting to offer ceramic coatings to customers, those are really some important things that you need to understand. Have those discussions with your customers, have those questions. Those are always some key things that I ask customers. How do you plan on maintaining your vehicle? How have you maintained it in the past? And that's really going to help you know how to best prepare them for what's to come and give them realistic expectations. I'm never going to say that a coating is going to last 5 years if they say, yeah, we go through the automatic car wash. And obviously, you want to make sure that you're setting them up on some sort of maintenance plan because you want to make sure that you can make sure there's no water spotting issues or mineral spots that are accumulating over time. You want to make sure that you do a good contact wash to remove any sort of road film. The biggest issue with ceramic coatings, because they are so hydrophobic, is that they can create a lot of water spotting issues, or customers aren't doing a good contact wash and that road film, which is oil-based, is sitting on the side of their panels and it can weaken the protection, especially on the side panels and your back trunk area. So a good contact wash is going to go a long way with keeping that road film from kind of weakening over time, and then making sure that you stay on top of water spot or mineral spot issues. Maybe do an acid-free water spot treatment if it's necessary to kind of reset everything and you have have your ceramic coating here versus anything that can kind of accumulate and clog it over time. And then obviously apply a quality refresher or even just a ceramic drying aid to make sure everything is performing for your customer. So we've had all those conversations with the customer. We will be seeing this vehicle back in 6 months for maintenance for this customer. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get this washed. We're going to go ahead and do a paint enhancement, and we're going to apply our coating. Now, I've done tons of videos on that process on these very products in the past. So just so that we're not repetitive, I'm going to go ahead and show you the quick before of this. We're going to show you a couple seconds of each shot of each process. It doesn't need to be a whole thing. This really, the focus of this video is really to encourage you guys to make sure that you're having those conversations with your customers, or if you are someone who wants a coated vehicle and you're going to do it yourself, make sure that you are thinking through maintenance and how to prevent those things. But for any of my customers that are watching, hopefully this can give you a little bit of a insight into some of the damaging effects of the automatic car wash, the benefits of having a vehicle professionally detailed, properly detailed, or just knowing how to properly maintain your vehicles. And if you have any questions about that process, about products, by all means, please reach out. I would love to help educate and just walk that journey with you so that you can make the most of your investment and keep your vehicle looking, smelling fantastic for years to come. So let's go ahead and get into this, and you're not going to believe the end result. I mean, I haven't even done it, but I already know it's going to turn out good. So let's get into it. That's about as dirty as I'll get today. That looks good. Boy, is this stuff good, but it is a blast from the past. It smells like every perm session that I ever had to sit through with my mom. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a good memory, so I don't mind it. Dark Fury. Looks like a mocha latte. A mocha latte browning. Yum. For those of you wanting to get more into paint correction, or for those of you that are looking to step up your lights, highly encourage you guys check out the Chicago Auto Pro light system. This is actually with a remote control. You can actually make it warmer, cooler. You can dim it. Really nice for coatings, or you can make it nice and bright. And another light that I've really been enjoying, I saw this over at Phil Miranda's YouTube channel, Miranda Detailing. This is the Scan Grip Line Light C+R. This is so good for paint correction, but then also you can use this to be able to better see high spots with coatings, or if you just want to feel like you're Luke Skywalker. Seriously though, if you go for a walk with your kids in the evening, no car is going to miss you with this thing. This is one of the brightest lights I have ever used, and my kids absolutely love it for hide and go seek, or just to be able to walk around the neighborhood at night when we go for walks. But one of the best investments I've made recently were these two lights right here. I'm going to put the link to both of them down below. They're available over at Car Supplies Warehouse. If you use code Chelsea10, you can get 10% off. For those of you that are wanting to increase your efficiency with paint correction, lighting is the most important element in my opinion, and these two are two of the best units on the market that I have used to date. So, alright, we're going to keep moving, but just wanted to share those tips for those of you. So this is why this is one of the easiest graphene coatings that I have tried on the market. And I'm not here to argue the benefits of graphene. I've seen them on my own vehicle. I haven't had a single water spotting issue. And I have a Subaru Outback, and the paint is notoriously soft. And yet I have very minimal swirls and scratches the last about 2 years that I've had the coating on there. Does that mean that it has given me scratch resistance, or am I just that good at washing my vehicle? I don't know. But for me, I've seen the benefits of graphene oxide mixed with ceramic coatings. But sometimes they can be a little difficult to remove. This is the McKee's 37, their graphene coating. You want to work kind of a panel at a time. We let that sit on there for just a second. And grab our microfibers. I like to use the 3-towel method. I'm just flipping to a fresh side real quick. We let that sit on there. You can see we've got indirect lighting and a really nice rainbowing effect going on. That tells us that we are ready to do our initial level. When you're removing a coating, your first towel is going to be removing your transfer solution, and that's going to look like this. It's not grabby, very smooth. Just going back and forth, kind of getting that initial amount of transfer solution off. Then we've got our second towel, and the first two are going to be a low GSM. Going to come in and do some shorter circles just to try to get a little bit more of that transfer solution off, so that way we don't have any sort of high spots. If you leave that transfer solution there, that's where you get your high spots. We're just doing a light touch. We're not being aggressive because we don't want to scratch the paint that we just spent about 4 hours polishing. So having quality microfibers is going to really help. Low lint, I like the ones from Auto Fiber. And then this is a Korean edgeless plush microfiber, very soft, very light touch. This is just to give us that little bit of extra confidence knowing that we're not going to have any high spots. And there you have it. We've applied a graphene coating, removed it. Very easy, almost enjoyable, very therapeutic. But for those of you that want to test out graphene, the benefits of it, the McKee's 37, their graphene coating, it's one of my favorite that I've tested. It's going to give you a very user-friendly experience. So see for yourself if you like graphene or if you're just wanting really good protection on your vehicle. We've coated this entire section here. Didn't take long. There's a lot of territory with this truck, so I'm glad I have an easy coating to work with so that way I can get through as quick as possible. I'll put the link for it down below for those of you that want to try it, but this is definitely one of my favorite ones to apply. So here's the finished results after we did our wash, decontamination, polished our paint to remove some of the damage from the automatic car wash, and then put a long-term protective coating on this vehicle for our customer. That way they are going to have easier maintenance moving forward. They're going to have a fantastic gloss and shine, and they're going to be able to enjoy their investment for years to come. So if you guys have any questions about the products, about the process, hopefully I can answer those questions if you let me know in the comment section down below. But please do try to either subscribe, like, give us a comment. That's going to help the algorithm be able to encourage new viewers to be able to help grow this channel. But I appreciate any interaction that you guys might have, whether it's a like or even a dislike. But hopefully you like content like this, being able to share some of my knowledge with you, whether you are a customer or a detailer or just an enthusiast that's wanting to keep your vehicles looking fantastic for years to come. But thank you guys for watching. Enjoy this finished result. Make sure you check all those links down below. But we'll see you guys in the next detail. Have a wonderful day.